Hey everyone, I'm Tassinix, and welcome to TB and Chill. It is the Grand Arena off week. There's not a lot going on. Conquest is pretty straightforward. So yeah, you guys like these streams, and I'm back to do another one. So gonna knock out all my TB stuff while we answer your questions. Open Q&A all night. Let me get ready with the music in the background. That. Hey. So, how's everybody doing? Hey, JJ's dad, what's going on? Sheepdog, Star Wars nerd, what's going on, guys? How's it going? Yeah, sorry about the YouTube mislabel. I updated the chat now. Should be good. Yeah, I fixed that now, Vin. If you refresh it, it should be good. Appreciate that. I noticed it just as I was going live. It is what it is, man. All right. So yeah, drop it in the chat. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I am at your disposal. And then, if we're still in a chatty mood by the time I get through everything TB-wise, might go just put some attempts in on this Tier 7. I don't have kicks at Relic 9, and I'm told that to get through that stage where, the second to last one with the droid brains in it, my understanding is you need Ithano, Smee, and kicks at Relic 9. I don't have kicks, so I'm going to try and rough it with Quiggled. We'll see how it goes. Probably not well. Turd Ferguson, howdy Tass. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. Only if I have a concern. Alright, we'll figure it out. Say they want Inquisitive. Why would they say Inquisitors if it's needed so? Look at hand. Why would you say that? Where is it otherwise needed? Oh, did they mislabel one? You know what? I'm just gonna follow instructions. They don't pay me to think. They pay me to click buttons. They don't pay me at all.
To be fair, you wouldn't think even if they paid you.
Even if what now?
You wouldn't think even if they paid you.
How's it going, Dave? All right, what is my favorite thing about the new Pirates, says JJ's dad. I mean, they're characters, man. They're not that thrilling for me because I didn't really connect with the what do you call it, the Skeleton Crew show. And as I said at the time, I'm okay with that because it wasn't for me. It's for the kids. It's for the little kids. New story, something for them to resonate with, and yeah, I don't take offense that it really didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, in your Patreon chat the other day, we had long conversations about Disney stuff and how not everything's for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah.
These pirates aren't also for me, but they unlock a GO and a resource event, so guess who's gonna get them? Woohoo!
Yeah, that's really what it is. That, whether or not I like them in the game, they're tied to something that matters. These era battles have been outstanding. The resources gained from them are incredible. Personally, TW has never meant less because of era battles. Because that's another reliable, regular, at least semi-regular, source of droid brains at 5 a pop, at least. Assuming that you don't, have the opportunity to refresh and maybe get lucky. Don't worry, Star Wars nerd, I'll answer you again. Let me get back from ads. Nobody's getting cut off. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just basic.
Why are you manualing this?
Because I'm a man.
You have the Marok Omicron, right?
Yeah, but I do Balin as a separate battle.
Oh.
Because that's...
I keep forgetting you're in a guild that, try.
It has nothing to do with the guild. That's my personal preference. I run Balin as a distinct team.
I just don't run TV.
That's fair. That's fair. See what we just said a moment ago about not everything being for everybody. Okay, hey, now that we're back from ads, let me answer you again, Star Wars nerd. Yeah, my favorite thing about the Pirates is that I'm going to get more brains from them. I mean, I didn't really connect with the show because it's a kid show. And I'm okay with it being a kid show. Let them have their own, new story to connect with in Star Wars. But otherwise, I don't care. I mean, I care about them being tied to another era battle where I get more droid brains. And yeah, what I was just saying a second ago was DW has never mattered less thanks to these era battles. I mean, if you're able to fully participate and get through those tiers where you can get the droid brains, maybe even refresh them for the ones where you're allowed. Yeah, that's where it's at. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, and the resource event. Don't forget the resource event that's coming with Hondo.
I did forget about it. I did. Am I going to play the Battlefield 6 beta? Honestly, this is where I'm at in life. I've got the games that I like playing. And when they replace that game or add a new one of it, I'll probably be one of the first in line. But if it's going to be a game, like any kind of new game, but especially something like a shooter, I need to have people for it. I need to have people that want to play and want to play regularly, and if they're not playing, I'm not playing, because that really isn't my type of game. So it would really only be that type of circumstance.
But that's not even that's only like half of it for you, right? Because I have an entire squad that's willing to play 2K if you want to play 2K, but you won't download that game.
Yeah, I didn't say I was equal opportunity. I can't hate what I'm doing from the get. I don't think you wouldn't ask that of me, and I wouldn't ask that of you.
You do ask that of me.
Helldivers is plenty fun.
I'm talking about ARAM.
Oh, ARAM? League was always terrible. But that's a whole group of us that play, and you wanted to get in on it because we browbeat you.
That's fair. You guys beat the shit out of me over 5 years to play with you. You're
Something right. like that. Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate the follow, JJ's. JJ's dad. All right, let's see. Let me catch up with more of the chat. Vin Altabi asked, do you think Crit Chance has a place on the new Datacrons, given that they can also have quite some critical avoidance? That is a really astute question. I think that if you were to be, we lock in Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern for the new week of Grand Arena for 3 vs 3. And let's say somewhere around Sunday night, you're checking out in the leaderboards the 8 people above you and the 8 people below you. And you see what type of crit chance or crit avoidance they're rolling on their crons. I think you would be well advised to take that next 24 to 48 hours to shore up whatever you need to meet that, right? That's an excellent question, because by far and large, crit chance is considered a junk stat on Datacrons, but where crit avoidance is present, yeah, man, there's a cat and mouse game there. So it's really up to you. I mean, let's put it like this. I think a lot of people are pretty shallow on their crit chance mods, or at least mods that have strong crit chance secondaries. And if that's going to be the case, you're usually in the habit of using Datacrons to shore up your, weakest mod sets, right? So if that's the case, good times for you. Be on it and really lean into it. Yeah, good question. I like that one, Ben. Ren2G says, hi, Tass and Dagger. What's your thoughts on crit damage triangle over bulk or offense for attackers? So, it's funny. Dagger was just asking me the other day, who am I thinking about wearing an offense triangle these days? And I was honestly thinking, because I mean, in olden times, you'd say Fennec, but where we were using her with the Set 21 cron, you really wanted her to have protection primaries to be able to do that little duo with Dad Bob Boba. I really struggle to think of who wants offense primaries. So, I'm sure folks in the chat will drop some helpful suggestions, but truly, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
what it doesn't matter. I was about to say it's not going to matter because at the end of the day, you can get very close to what the offense value of an offense primary is from secondaries. And so for whatever the character, I would sooner have you go a different primary and build up the offense secondary to be as, almost as close as you can. For most characters, that's going to be so you said attackers, so let's restrict the domain to attackers. For most attackers, that is probably going to be a crit chance front. Most attackers are set up.
Damage.
Sorry, what?
You said crit chance triangle.
Oh shit, crit damage. Yeah, my bad. I
was simply just correcting.
Yeah, no. Good call. Crit damage triangle. Most attackers are actually set up to crit reasonably well. Some need no added crit chance, some need up to about 30, 35, in which case you're stressing, right? You're going with a 2-piece of crit chance and you need to have some robust secondaries. Special attackers famously have really terrible crit chance, in which case it's always a 2-piece of crit chance. Really insane crit chance secondaries needed to be done. Like, we're talking here about like Fatal's Qui-Gon Jinn, Master Qui-Gon setup, or Grandmaster Yoda setup, where it's that crit damage set. And you need to, be somewhere around 70%, I want to say, special crit chance effective. And that's before you're talking about getting crit chance up during the fight and stuff like that. So special damage dealers may be the exception where you can make use of an offense triangle. But even then, I'd say, gosh, if you're going for that, just whatever their survivability primary is, whether it's health or protection, just put that on and stack offense in the secondary, All right, let's see here. But yeah, generally, good damage triangle. Star Wars nerd. You like the Skeleton Crew show, hence why I bought all the characters. I just don't have the resources to gear them all up. Yeah, man. I'm getting the characters just because I don't want to be, boxed out of any of the related content here. So, no surprises. But yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I just mentioned this to Task before he went live. But being a GL, it really disincentivizes me personally to spend on these characters because it goes straight into the journey guide, and if I don't buy the characters, I'm just a month behind. And how important is the 10th GL?
Yeah.
Plus, like Tess, like we already mentioned, if this was a faction I cared about a little bit more, might have gone a little deeper in. But kids liked it. He watched it. I know I group watched it with Tess and and a bunch of guys, and it was good. Watched it with kids. They liked it. My favorite character was Jude Law's character. I found it amusing.
Yeah.
But
it was a show. Mm-hmm. Hey, Darth Soleil, good to see you. MJ says, hey MJ, Battlefield 6 is amazing, even solo queuing. Be that as it may, it's just generally not my type of game. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about getting better at shooters, really. I'll play them, and I do it socially. Like, I'll play, for example, what was it? Black Ops 6 here. Check my profile on Black Ops 6. The name is Tassinix, you'll be shocked to know. And check and see how many games of actual regular Call of Duty in any mode that I have played. Because you're going to find it's fucking zero. The answer is I'm only playing zombies. And even then, I'm really only playing with friends because I've already burned myself out advancing on everything that I wanted to do solo. So, yeah, man. Not generally my thing. Sheepdog, where is the Datacron video? Yeah, man. I have near-term aspirations for that one. I've seen some really good stuff. Not to say that I won't do it, but I've seen some really good stuff from Xerath, I want to say. JJ linked me this nice infographic from Xerath that had some solid recommendations for Datacrons. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. Let's see here. Going into Turd Ferguson asks, going into 3 versus 3, what is going to get me through Dark Ray without JMK? I want to say, weren't people doing that with Ray toward the end of the last season? Yeah, what? I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, Ray's the host of just random crap being on there as always. Especially as I think people are going to move away a little bit away from Ray Ezra just because Queen exists.
Oh, sorry, that was...
Yeah, and as long as Queen exists, right, it's like, what do you call it?
Hacking lead is excluding
Ray. Sorry, oh, you're just gonna do JMK with 5s, and you're
no. The question was, hold on. Going into 3 versus 3, what is gonna get me through Dark Ray without JMK? You dig?
Oh.
So that so Situation Grim, my friend. It looks like something like Bane Malik. So you're gonna want to check some of Fatal's VODs from last 3 versus 3 because he was purveyor of that counter.
Uncheck cleanups.
Sorry?
Uncheck the cleanups.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, the win rate's basically unchanged there for Bane, but still not looking better than 43%. You've got 48% for Slacker Dre, and I want to say that requires that you have the faster Slacker, so you sacrifice everything to make sure that you are faster. C-Bane looks like a losing proposition. It's an outside chance that it could be done with JML. Look at all these. 27% with Ezra and JKL. So I guess that's technically an option. My guess is also with Hodocron. Not strictly, but a lot of the time. That's interesting. So they were using the... well, that one really didn't matter. Huh. That might work for you. JML, Exile Ezra, JKL. It's expensive, but if you're without JMK, you'll be grateful to have it.
Yeah, JKL is specifically kitted to be relatively anti-SOK because they printed him to be an anti-SOK character. So a fair amount of his kit is just kind of anti-SOK team. So he'll be universally good with JML or whatever. With Pirates getting endless stacks of profit, which gives crit chance, at what point do we want to use a crit damage set over an offense set? You probably just don't. Especially with the current Datacron, with Athano assisting out of turn. Lots of teams prevent crits out of turn, so he's going to want an offense set. Smee is going to have highest upside with an offense set, I think, just because there'll be enough places he won't crit. It just means you get to put less crit chance on your actual characters.
Where did I miss this question? From Blackhammer? Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Task, with the new Pirates getting endless stacks of profit, which gives crit chance, at what point do we want to use a crit damage set over an offense set? There's a table that you can find on my server, or a chart rather, that kind of shows that in general, especially with higher relics, offense outperforms crit damage. There are a couple characters, there are very few characters for which that is an exception. In general, characters that might only get 1 or 2 turns, it's an intuitive kind of thing that you would really want them to be just as punchy as possible, because the strength of an offense set over a crit damage set is that if for any reason you shouldn't crit, you're doing significantly more damage with an offense set. So, okay.
Yeah, the quickest TLDR is simply crit damage mods give you a wider cone of damage, which means you have a higher possible number and a lower possible number are farther apart, right? So when you only get a couple of turns, crit damage gives you a slightly more damage efficacy because you have a wider damage cone. Now, if you're going to have it take 3 or 4 more turns or anything like that, you're going to want more consistent damage, especially if you're less of a burst damage character, or if you won't be able to crit all the time. And with all the crit avoidance and crit immunity just baked into kits these days, crit damage sets just keep looking worse and worse on paper. Outside of a few scenarios where, like Tass said, some of the bounty hunters were only getting like a couple turns, or characters like Master Qui-Gon and GMY, where when they're with Cam, their health percent damage can crit, right? So GG's another interesting one where doesn't have offense, he's doing damage off health, and that can crit. So if you're doing damage multiple ways that can crit, that's a good reason to do crit damage. Other than that, crit damage just feels like it doesn't have a lot of utility these days. Kind of what Tass was saying.
Generally in favoring offense sets, but like for example, the one reason that I'm really farming crit damage right now is specifically for the cases like those characters that Fatal has set up for the Master Qui-Gon team, because I need crit damage sets that are also very, very high in crit chance. And for those, narrow circumstances where crit damage is optimal, man, do you need to be sure that you're actually critting. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Hayes Plagueis says, did you get first in GAC this season? So I went into the last round of the season at rank 1, which, as far as the end of season prize box is concerned, means I finished at rank 1. But no, I did actually lose that match to Herbert. He finished at rank 1, and good on him. He earned it. It was a well-played match. But yes, I still got my screenshot. And if you're a longtime fan, you'll know that a long time ago I fought Aesop when he was at rank 1, defeated him, but actually finished rank 2 because he had such an improved rating advantage. This was in the worst of the Erodium days, where it was like 1 real player and 7 Erodiums, or 2 real players and 6 Erodiums. So I consider myself having legitimately earned rank 1 back then. I mean, pretty much. And then I got my screenshot for an end of season rank 1, so we're most of the way there. We're like 99.98% there. That little 0.02 would be getting it all. So we'll keep on pushing. Keep on going. Vin says, did you get to play tier 6 and 7 of the Pirate Era battle? And if so, did you manage to do it with 3 characters? Yeah, I think I'm through tier 6. Tier 7 is the one where you get droid brains, right? That's the one where I'm jammed on presently. I have a consistent able 2 out of 2. I don't know. You tell me, dude. We'll find out. We'll find out together.
Completely stealing all of your guys' TB teams so that to write them down to pass on to my team.
Oh boy, you guys are gonna catch on to my the secret strategies here for TB. Several years on, several years hence. So they don't want to do the DTG mission today. They do things in a weird order over here, but there's a system. I trust in the system.
Well, Depressed Wampa, there is no Ahsoka team without Ezra.
Hold on. We got to actually read the questions people ask. Oh, shit, I didn't put the chat on screen. My bad. Let's see.
Depressed Wampa, how do you guys split your Ahsoka team in 3v3? Well, there's no Ahsoka team without Ezra, so I don't know. I can't answer that question properly. I assume what you're saying is, will I run Rey Ezra? The answer to that is overwhelmingly no. Mostly because why would I let you have my Ahsoka for free? Rey has way more things you can do besides just throw Ezra there.
Revival? There's no revival.
What do you think, Tass? Are you gonna break up your Ezra and just...
I don't think I will for the most part. If I'm fighting a player where no matter what I do, I think they're gonna... Like, if I fight another Herbert, and I will fight him again soon, virtually nothing you can set down he's not prepared for. So I want to say that you're probably not going to underman GL something like Ahsoka with Watt. Like, you'll get full banners with something. I absolutely believe that. But I'm thinking maybe in that type of scenario where I might pull more banners off of an efficiency opponent by concentrating Ray and Ezra, that would be just about it. Otherwise, no, I do intend to keep them together.
Mostly because, and I think a lot of people will agree with this, there just isn't an Ahsoka team without Ezra.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheepdog, they still have me ranked at number 1. Yeah, you know how that is, though. They don't update that till the matchmaking.
They'll update. Well, they'll update it. They'll update it once everyone has joined on next.
Yeah. So it looks good and everything, and it's I'm cool with it, but not gonna lie to the people.
Yeah, I understand that everyone has insight, but if you have insight, it's a really good thing to just, in between seasons, if you're curious about, not that you can't ask people like us questions, but one of the things I do in between seasons is if I have, I'll go review a season for how different splits did when I'm trying to figure out if I want to remod something for a specific thing, or, because, I guess I'll just be a little more concise. Like when I'm looking to, if I want to remod something for 3-3, if I want to change something around, if I want to look at my datacrons and try to figure out what I can best set, I will sometimes go look at splits from the season before to see what was most effective, especially using insight. So that's a tool that I think a lot of people should use going into a season, is just kind of remembering what last season was, because I know I'm the kind of person who very frequently forgets. I go, it's hard to dig back into 3v3 mode after a month of 5v5, and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'll go back and watch the last VOD of mine from the last season, because it's important for me to remember what was working for me. So I'll go and check stuff like that, watch the last VOD or 2 from the end of the season. But,
that's pretentious to go watch myself for data.
Yeah, I need to remind, but for literally the reasons you said. I mean, I need to remember what it was that I was doing well last 3 vs 3. It's an entirely honest effort, I assure you.
Yeah.
Zareth forgot about Ewoks in his infographic, but surely Chirpa can go with Rey as he has the Varys level 9. Yeah, I mean, the Ewoks don't look particularly impressive, but I think a couple of these crons, even some of the focused ones, like the Sortie cron, feels like for a more not top-end spot of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I'll see it, because I already have, but it's... I don't know how impressive some of those crons are, and they'll have a place on a board where people don't have all of the latest and greatest marquee or event-based teams. That's my guess.
Yeah, and a shout out to Womprack. I know he and I discussed this we discussed this kind of ad nauseam, because he likes the Chirpa on the Rey for the same reason that it was just brought up. And my response was basically Zareth goes on the Rey team because she doesn't suck as a character, and I just don't see Chirpa being being really effective on that team, because he just kind of sucks as a character. He's basically just adding an additional unique to the team. And I don't think it makes it that much, harder.
Hey, Pills? Pills coming in with 500 biddies, man. It is preposterous that Dagger is aghast at quote-unquote watching himself. This from a guy who installed mirrors on his bedroom ceiling. My man. Appreciate the backup. Yes, Tommy, it is Mole Pills again. Appreciate you showing out, man. We're just doing some Q&A and some TV. Too fancy out here.
Thanks, Pills. I apparently need to be humbled more frequently than I am? Question mark.
You're frequently humbled? You need better people humbling you in your life.
What they need to be is what they need to be. I can ground the people who
you need a better class of villain. That's the problem.
No. The difference is I can ground and/or remove privileges from the people who humble me.
You heard it here first. Dagger's children bully him.
They do. You heard some of the things they've said, and I can't repeat them. Well, I could. I'm just not going to.
I've definitely heard some shit that you allow to be sent to you. I have heard some of that. Boy, have I. That's right. That's right, Tommy. Come for the Q&A, stay for the smooth jam. Yeah, I'm glad you like the music, man.
Yeah. Lo-fi Star Wars music is just really good elevator background music.
I'm gonna get this one. Probably this. Better do it. We made it through.
Yes, Luminous RXK. I feel like the Wampacron with Seer SK Malicos will be nasty. I think I'm probably going to set it with Maul because I think he'll get slightly more value. I also like the idea of Starkiller being split off because I have a suspicion he beats a couple things that are people with the set rotation. I feel like Starkiller is going to beat some things that people forgot existed, or the people are going to forget that Zori, while she has a Kron, is still bad on defense and gets dunked out by things like Starkiller. So I will probably hold Starkiller for offense because of that. Also, he's just much better in 3s as his own team than he is in 5s. But yes, I think Seer Malicos +1 with the Wampacron is going to be filthy.
Oh, fuck. Stop. Stop taking 500,000 turns in a row. What the hell, man?
But yeah, I think there's also going to be people who set like Rey with a resistance turn meter Kron level 6, and yeah, I think Starkiller is going to smoke that. I mean, he has in the past.
Just slow roll this. Wonder? Yep, Wonder.
Possibly.
All right. Do you stream your matches as well, Dagger? He sometimes does here as a guest. I've told him before I'd be happy to promote his channel if he decided to do something. But you know how it is, folks. He's just rolled out that tired old, oh, my job, oh, my family with multiple children. I have better things to do with my time than to achieve glory in Grand Arena. Every conceivable variant of excuse. You've heard it all from this man.
I streamed for multiple years before Tass even decided he thought he wanted to try. There are streams of me on YouTube, and I think even a couple on Twitch.
All right, you heard it here first. Dagger's willing to rest on past laurels.
No, what I'm saying is I have absolutely streamed in the past. And I may again in the future. But for right now, if I do, it'll be guesting on Tass's stream, because unlike Tass, I have a family and a real job. And also, I'm lazy.
Stop.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the thing. Tass doesn't edit. And if somebody could remotely set me up for OBS to stream, there's a chance I'll stream.
Dude,
but there's zero chance.
You, don't give me that excuse neither, because I told you that was Wampa, and you said, okay, I will. And then what did you do? Not fucking get a hold of Wampa.
I said you just don't listen to the words I say, did I? I said if someone will do it for me, not tell me how to do it.
He will practically do it for you. Like you share your screen and he will tell you how to clicky.
I don't even want to click the buttons. That's how much I don't want to do.
Bum.
It sounds like you're just jealous of my having a real
bum.
Yes, depressed Wampa. The shade is funny.
Shameful bumcraft.
And that is probably one of the favorite things that you say is the shameful bumcraft. Oh, that would always gets me.
Terrible.
No, honestly, the honest answer is I would probably stream I might start streaming if the game gets into a slightly better spot. Like if they change GAC or change, something or add a new game mode, I'll probably do something. But right now, I don't feel a lot of motivation to put out content when Tasnix thankfully platforms me. So I just feel like the content arena for Swugga is just so concentrated, and I would have to do it because I wanted to do it, or because there was a space that I could fill that nobody was covering. And I don't feel like either of those are true.
The fact is, these people are GAC fiends. They're just not getting tired of it. They finish one stream and want to go to the next, and so they crave Grand Arena action. The market is not oversaturated.
And I do appreciate that. I really do. But similar to yourself, I would want to feel like I was offering something that somebody else wasn't.
Fair.
And I don't feel like that exists currently at the moment. That's why I said it could easily change somewhere down the line. But as of right now, you'll catch me most Wednesdays on Tass's stream. That's one of my free nights. So if I'm available, you'll see me piggyback off of him there. And if I have a really good matchup on a Friday, you'll see me on Fight Night. Or on your Friday night stream that you'll occasionally do.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Gambit.
No. I just said your Fight Night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't call it that, so that's why I was surprised.
No, you don't. But I'm just saying. For now, you'll see me on Tass's stream. And thank you for asking if I'm going to stream. I do appreciate the thoughts.
Dagger's a crumb bum.
Yeah.
So yeah, you call it fanny mongering mole pills, and another 500 biddies from pills, guys. I want to say another couple, I think as little as 100 biddies, and we will be off to a hype train. I want to say, gosh, it's been more than a season since the last one. So how hilarious would it be to have a hype train during off week?
Also, Mopil, I am absolutely a fanny mongerer. One person, and she is in fact very pretty and has a fanny you could bounce a quarter off.
Heard it here first. All right, Ren2G, how do you think Stick Ray with Chrom would work with Seer Malicos? I mean, somebody mentioned it earlier using the Wampa Chrom with their Seer Malicos team. That was very potent. That was the team that I dropped on fighting Herbert, and honestly, it having no defense or anything on it, I thought I was going to be in a good spot using a set 22 Chron with my Bane that had a respectable amount of defense on it, but then 33% offense and 20-something% crit damage besides. And again, they had no added defense to them, right? So yeah, it should work, right? It didn't work. So I expect that is going to be often seen there. However, if you've been watching me the last couple of seasons doing Bane versus different stuff, Apochrom with the 300+% armor penetration had been good to me. So the closest substitute I have for that is the Wampa Chrom. I think I'll be using it a lot there with Bane in that capacity. Mole Pills, Dagger, you're spending your free time bouncing quarters off a woman's fanny. You're doing it wrong. Way wrong. That's fair. What does this button do, he says.
Alright. I mean, it started... Man, yeah.
That's right, Dagger. Take it seriously. Bite down on that nice, juicy bait.
Yeah. I was gonna list some other things I bounced off her ass, but I don't feel like all of them.
American fanny or British fanny? I'll leave that to Dagger.
Irish? I'm gonna go with Irish.
By definition, British then.
Whoa! Don't you try saying that to Irish people? They get mad at you.
Is her family from the Northern Ireland or from the British part?
Northern.
Oh, well, never mind then. Yeah, I can't say that to her. Carry on.
They get mad.
I believe you.
Yeah. I'm actually planning to go to Ireland here in a couple months.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Yeah.
A great time. 4G Man, subscribe to the channel, resubscribe for 10 months. Appreciate you, man. Mole Pills with another 500 bits. It's so easy to get Dagger riled up. Dare I say he's masturbated? Yes. 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 You might say that.
See, there's limited things I'll say about the woman I love. The things I'll say about your mother. Now that is never ending list.
This is fair. This is the real content.
Yeah.
If you've got unfinished business with a lunch table from elementary school, the your mother jokes that you could pick up from us on Discord, man. Yeah. You can settle some scores. It's time to get even with Steve, the one that would steal your little carton of chocolate milk and laugh at you running away. It's time.
Oh man, that takes me back to the sandwich punch day. If you were sitting at the lunch table, you'd have to keep your hand on your sandwich. If you ever took your hand off your sandwich, someone would punch your sandwich.
Oh man! Wow. Okay, so if you were one of those, I could imagine that happening, but I was a little psycho as a kid. If somebody did that, I just beat their ass in the cafeteria. So I imagine you looked like the type of kid that they could get the steal on like that. And I did too. No. But they did that shit just once, I promise.
I'll let you in. I'll let you in on a little part of my childhood. I had to leave a grade school because I had a list of people in my locker who fucked with me and my older sister.
Yes, you did the Steve Buscemi from Billy Madison, isn't it?
Yeah, I legitimately had a list in my locker, masking tape to the inside of my locker, to the door of the inside of my locker, and I would add names to it as people fucked with me or my sister. And I had to switch schools over that.
That's our dagger.
For those of you who ever talked to me for an extended period of time, you know, or have heard stories, I am incredibly petty. That has been true forever. Through foster care, through all that shit, I've always been petty.
Why are they so slow to animate?
Exactly, Tommy. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You cool, fuck you, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Depressed Wampa asks, do you guys have any hopes for what Galactic Legend Hondo can do? Hopes? No.
Yes,
like,
not be shit on defense. Yes, not be shit on defense.
Sure, I guess. I want to see anytime we have new teams added, I want to see new mechanics. So, in principle, I really do not want to have to. Oh, that was good. If I land this. Oh, that didn't land. Good. So I want to see new mechanics. That's part of the long-term health of the game, right? It's not enough that you keep things evergreen with stuff like Datacrons. You need to actually continue building on the strategic depth of the game. So they are generally doing that. Some teams are still more powerful than others, but look at this new Bad Batch team. I agree. In the latest episode of Plotting and Scheming, Fatal mentioned this again, and he said it before, and I completely agree. Like, something like, God damn it, man. I'm stalling out hard on. Thank you. Jeez. I have, like, no max health, though. But yeah, Fatal was saying, man, you are killing me with that. For some reason, that's an undispellable stun? Okay. Get around to your next. He was saying that the Bad Batch, the new one, is severely underestimated, underappreciated. It takes a lot of work to massage it into a place where it can punch up and take on top matchups in the way that he aspires to do. And they're gonna, as they release teams, some are gonna be more powerful than others. I'm okay with that. But if you are willing to push, with something, you can turn. The mechanics in these new teams, the power creep is incredible. So it might not be intuitive. It might not be as ham-handed as what you might expect from GLs and stuff like that. But these new teams are the ones that aren't immediately overpowered, like the new Bad Batch, or let's say the Pirates. Like right now, the Pirates as they stand, kind of interesting kits. Nothing that makes you say, wow, this is gonna just completely shut people's shit down. But it's coming. I do believe it's coming. And if it isn't, again, immediately obvious, I think you're going to be able to find a way. Hey, Wolfman, 100 biddies. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I do believe that means one more gifted sub or 100 biddies, something like that. And the hype train is off. And Mole Pills has already given it a bit of a boost, too, with a few 500 biddy donations. Really appreciate that. And thank you. Where am I? Up at 35? Only with Ezra? I guess you're just saying use Spectre. So I'll just do. Love the TB Omicrons. Make life easy. All right. Let's see.
You do TV?
Sorry?
I gotta pull the you do TV? Man, that kid had a glow up between that performance in We're the Millers and being Adam Warlock.
Take your word on it.
I forget the guy's name, but yeah, dude had an absolute glow up. Kind of like Neville from Harry Potter.
Oh yeah? What did he end up doing?
Nothing. It's just he was this chubby, dough-faced kid in the first couple of movies, and then he just was a good-looking young man towards the end of it.
I dig it.
Heartthrob, if you will.
Dig it.
Yeah.
It is kind of screwed up that a large reason why he was cast as a kid is because he was homely.
Yeah, and they were trying to make him match the book.
I think as a kid he delivered on the dweeb thing pretty well.
Yeah.
Keep the questions coming, folks. You're taking it easy on us.
My kids love Harry Potter, so it's also kind of fucked up that that it was a coin toss between Harry and Neville on which one got their parents yeeted by Voldemort. Because the prophecy could have applied to either one of them.
Sure.
I don't know that much about Harry Potter. I just watched the movies and read the books. Actually, have I even watched all the movies? I don't even know if I watched all the movies about it. There are some of the Fantastic Beasts ones I don't think I've seen. That being said, we were talking the other day about how here in the U.S. it's the Sorcerer's Stone, and outside of the U.S. it's the Philosopher's Stone.
Why was that again? It was some really stupid, embarrassing reason.
It was some really stupid, embarrassing reason.
Like embarrassing to be an American reason. Like,
yeah.
Philosopher's Stone. Oh, that sounds too highbrow for my child.
Yeah, it was literally like an anti-intellectualism thing. Is the reason why they went with the Sorcerer's Stone, to make it more magical as opposed to intellectual, because they didn't want the books to be taken too seriously, and they thought that Philosopher's Stone would make people take the books too seriously. So they went with Sorcerer's Stone.
Is Jabba back on defense this season, Gallons? Absolutely. Absolutely. With the Afrocron gone, got to test them waters again. You still have defense from set 22. Ideally, I don't think there's potency on this new set. So, if you don't have robust tenacity mods, you could use a cron from the new set with high tenacity for your Java. But yes, the bottom line, he's back.
There's plenty of potency running around out there that you can find. But yeah, I mean,
there's potency datacrons,
especially. Yeah, like a couple of the, what do you call them, have it.
Oh, okay, just the focus. I was trying to think, though, did any of the sets as a base condition have it?
I wonder if the last set had it. Check.
I think so, but I mean, I'm willing to be wrong.
Yeah, I just know that the Darth Vader one has a bunch of potency.
There are Night Sister crons. I mean, the Night Sister crons, people are going to be testing, so...
Yeah, the last set has potency on it.
Set 22 did have potency? Okay, yeah.
Like, actually good numbers. Like, level 7 and 8 can be 70%.
Oh, okay, dig that.
Yeah.
Why am I going after him? I should be going...
I'm not even sure you're going to use these Night Sister crons with Night Sister if you're doing Java. I wonder, or I mean, the Tau one's probably good. I just wonder how good that what do you call it, the actual stats are. Because I know a while back one of the issues I had was not being able to stick Plague. So yeah, that works. That was one of the things we were talking about potency for, Howie, yeah. Welcome to the Top 100, Boramon. As a new member of the Top 100 Club in GAC, how do I stay in it? Had a couple of good seasons.
Well, congratulations.
I don't know how big your account is. Yeah, I don't know how big your account is, but the answer is stay consistent, do your scout, and continue playing the way that you know how to play best. Don't try to psych yourself out. Don't try to, move too far in one direction because somebody looks like they're whatever. Like, if you're an efficiency player, don't just start setting shit on defense hoping you'll stay there. If you're a defensive player, don't move to efficiency. You know what I mean? Just keep your strategy the same. You got here doing something. You'll stay here doing that same thing. It's not. The top 100 is not some there's not some secret to stay there. If you get there, you got there because you're good and because you executed your plan, and that's how you're gonna stay.
Yeah, I mean, doing what works for you is going to continue to reward you here. You're going to encounter people that are just better equipped than you. I personally swear by scouting. That's the way I like to play the game. There are any number of successful other players that do not scout at all, and they still get the job done. So I say that in the sense that you don't have to do it the way that I do it, but the strength of scouting is I might lose, but extremely seldom am I actually caught off guard. Like, I'm kind of seeing what you're about, and if you do end up really shaking things up on your defense against me, then I might be surprised by you doing it, but I won't be surprised by the quality or the quantity of your defense. Something like that. And if you're not really deep into scouting, then Fatal, for example, doesn't scout. Why? Because he knows that he's setting the very best of his teams on defense and managing to have a plan to clear the enemy's board regardless. At least that's what the intent is. And because he's putting down such a difficult defense and he's so practiced and dialed in on his off counters, he has that confidence to not scout. Do what's going to work for you. If you watch my streams, whenever I drop a fight, or even if I lose the Grand Arena, you either win or you learn, right? So just triage the loss immediately. Think in that moment what actually, because unless you're recording like I do, you're not going to remember that fight down the road. You need to think about, why did you just lose that? You need to pay attention. Don't be don't be in the habit of making the same mistakes twice, because like going 1 and 2 can really drop you down. I hope that you're not going to get plagued with Erodiums for the next several months, but that's kind of like your cushion. If you sink to a certain point within the top 100, they become pretty frequent. And yeah, I mean,
Wolfman,
stick to your script, man.
Yeah, Wolfman, where do you plan on using the FTCs outside of their intended homes? The Rolo one, I'll just give you a quick rundown of some of my initial thoughts when I was looking at my board. The Rolocron, which is crit avoidance, health, armor, pen, and defense, that's a pretty good Great Mother's Cron for against Ahsoka, because it gives you the crit avoidance so you don't get crit by Morgan, which means so your Morgan doesn't get triple crit, which means Ezra doesn't stun her. It gives you the health and the armor pen for Spirit, plus some defense for survivability. Also, the level 3 can be used with things like CLS, etc. Like you'll get a lot of maybe Mon Mothma, maybe even Saw. Darth Vader, Aphra. Aphra is a really good one here. 150% defense, 140% crit damage, 60% potency. So if you don't plan to use Darth Vader with this Cron, Aphra is a really nice place to use this. Sortie, outside of like GG or trying to do a, Rey hide the bend thing or something like that. I don't know how useful this will be in 3s. Again, there's a reasonable chance I could use this because again it has 75% crit avoidance. So maybe use this with Knights with the Great Mothers. We'll see. Maybe even put this on some team that you have to crit to beat. Wampa's the one where we can talk more in depth because there's so many different places to use that one. But those other 3 I feel like have less uses, but they have a lot of niche uses because of crit avoidance, and I think people underestimate how good crit avoidance is. Because
why don't you tell the folks what your plans are for crit avoidance going into week 1? Like, what are your goals? Or if you don't have anything specific for week 1, what are you looking to have prepared by the end of the second conquest? By the time you're done farming up this Datacron set, what are you kind of looking for?
I'm going to make a Great Mother's Cron with a lot of crit avoidance because you can beat Ahsoka with Ezra as long as Ezra doesn't triple crit your tank, your Morgan. So yeah, I think that Ahsoka will just be off defense because of how reliable Great Mothers will be because of crit avoidance. Either that or you'll start seeing people put huge crit chance crons down. Because if I can have a 75% to 100% crit avoidance, your Ezra's just not triple critting me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I mean, also just remember crit avoidance on defense can frustrate certain counters, especially ones that need to crit to do something. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but I remember I was having a conversation the last time we had crit avoidance as a stat about how you put arrows on people, and then any amount of crit avoidance on top of those arrows just makes it so you just will not crit. Rey is a good example because you can't take the Inspired off. Now, I don't know if that's something you'll do this season or next season or whatever, but Rey with crit avoidance is always kind of dirty, just because it's,
Fair. Let me check here. This set has potency in level 3 if enemies aren't debuffed. That's plenty. Okay. Sure. That works for you, Galons, yeah. Aoi says, yeah, Fatal goes right at the end, which usually his opponent has attacked by then. Yeah, it's true. He does. But he's relenting on that because he's finding that he has been stressed for time. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. Did I get to open up? I did.
Also, yeah, I mean, yeah, Wolfman, you're right. A 25% TM Cron would go a long ways, but it really just depends on how fast their Hera or whatever it is. I don't think you can actually outspeed Hera with 25% TM. But the point I'm trying to make is that if they're trying to put bulk, and here's the thing, if they don't put bulk on their Ahsoka, you open up a lot of other counters. I shouldn't say a lot. You open up some other counters, right? That's the thing. Like, one of the reasons Ahsoka is good right now is because of the bulk. Like, light side GLs are continuously having bulk just make some of these cheaper off counters not do enough damage. So if they put 25% TM there, then I don't have to worry about both. And I can just probably use Queen. Like, what am I going to do?
25% light side turn meter will be standard for me with, what's her name on defense, Ahsoka Tano, for sure.
Yep, and then they'll just use Queen. And then if you don't put it there, I get the Great Mothers it.
Yeah.
Because of the crit avoid. But that's what I mean. Like, there's going to be plenty of ways to kind of take down Ahsoka regardless. But if you don't put Ezra there, she's basically just filler. Like, don't even know if I call her a B. I don't even know if I call her a B team.
Fair.
Bioraman, man. I do scout. I would not call
It's
it intense
Borgie
scouting
Man.
most of last. What?
Borgie Man is what that is. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. 4G man. I do scout. I would not call it intense scouting. Most of last season, it was to see if JMK with Ezra was on defense. Also to see what they do for ships. But the advice makes sense. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
JMK Ezra.
Yeah, I do the same amount of. I probably do a similar amount of scouting. I check to see if they do anything. Basically, what I would do is I would check to see how fast their Ezra was, and I would check to see what cron they placed, and then I would check a couple other things, and that was about it.
Hey, Guilty, appreciate the hydrate. I'm actually gonna step away and make a drink here. I polished off a drink earlier, and I could use one. We'll be here for a bit, I feel. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually put us on break though. I'm just gonna shut off the camera and step away for a moment. But here, let me get a sip of water to redeem the drink.
God bless you turning off the camera. We don't need to see.
All right, yeah, I'll let this one run, and I'll be back in just a minute. I'll leave you guys in Dagger's tender, loving care.
Eat shit. That was directed toward Task, not the chat. Yeah, the Wampacron can pretty much go anywhere just to frustrate something. It's so much damage. Yeah. I'm babysitting you guys. What does that say about you guys if I'm the babysitter? yeah, Borgie man. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I frequently, man, and it's just going to get even worse now with kids going back to school and kids' activities where I just don't have time. So, scouting takes huge hits when I don't have time. Plus, at the same time, like, you could scout your opponent as much as you want. And then to a certain degree, you were going to do what you were going to do anyway. So, one of the things I found through scouting is I would scout my opponents really deeply and then do what the fuck I was going to do anyways. So, at a certain point, right, it's like, we got ads now, so I'll just sit here and, check YouTube. Nope, no questions on YouTube. Let me just double check. Vin, yeah. I was talking about the old school EPMJSK team. I think that they're going to have some value on offense again. I'm pretty sure this was answered already, Ren 2G, but Stick Ray is going to be less valuable in threes due to her just like the smaller team, and I'm not look, it's hard to evaluate how much damage she's actually going to do because her multipliers aren't fantastic. I mean, she's going to hit like a truck. I'm not saying she won't. And I'll lose to her at least once this season, I guarantee it. I just wonder where her best use will be. And I don't know if it'll be with Seer Malicos, because I think the Wampacron is probably better than that there, especially if you had something like Maul or Star Killer to the team. Well, I'm glad you're back. You're also on mute.
Shit. I bet. Guys, I was going to do this at some point tonight, and I keep not finding the ideal point to do it, so I'm just going to do it. If you remember a couple months back, I had a contest, well, not a contest, a poll, really, to ask about what is the next hat I should get. And Fez won out. One of my patrons, Striker, recommended a certain Stormtrooper Fez from, some Etsy vendor, completely custom, like leather hat. And it just came in today. Here's the box. We'll see how everything turned out live. I haven't looked at it. I'm opening it now. But yes, this thing looks dope online. Can't wait to see how it was executed. Scissors are a little thick. There we go.
Guilty did point out while you were gone that I was the babysitter, and I did point out, what does that mean for Chad if I'm the one trusted to babysit?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Okay, cool. We're back from ads? All right. Starting to unpack
that
this
being
thing.
That being said, quick aside. If you're a dad, don't babysit your kids. Be a parent.
Now, check this out. The vendor was a little behind schedule to deliver this. And he did check in. The vendor was very communicative. So shout out to Blonde Swan Hats for, at the very least, not having seen the hat yet. Good customer service. Sent along a pin of the Boba Fett hat. This is another hat that they sell. Let me see if I can get it without the reflection from my lamp here. But it's a pretty cool little pin. And he does have a hat that is basically looking exactly like this. I just personally thought that the Stormtrooper one is at the very least more me, but also, just wasn't my colors. Not really the way I wanted to look. Okay, so what's the best way to lift this thing out? First of all, really beautiful looking right here in the box. Oh, there's even more stuff in the bottom. Yeah, he hooked me up. He said that he was going to send some extra gifts. For me being patient, blah, 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 blah. All right, guys, the moment of truth is upon us. Oh man. Before I put it on, I want to show you guys. This is the biggest reason I picked this hat, because when you look at the leather, the way that he makes the Boba Fett, some of it doesn't look quite right for me. If I was going to have something made out of leather that still looked like a helmet, it would still really need to look like the helmet. It can't look like you made something out of something to make a helmet. You didn't make a helmet. This one looks like a real continuous look. Anyway, here's the front. Look at this thing. Let me turn. Look at this thing. All right. Now, as far as quality goes, let me get up close. Show you the stitching. All done by hand, I believe.
You're seeing it here first, guys. Tass is going to cosplay as Marshmallow going forward.
Oh man, this thing is cool looking. All right, got the tassel, of course. Can't be a Fez without your tassel, right? All right, here we go. It's time to crown me. Oh man, it's comfortable as hell. Hold on, let me turn it, get it square on. Is that right? This thing is comfortable, guys. Oh man, I am styling as shit. Look at this. Look at this. Absolute glory. Absolute glory. Fantastic. Let me...
That is actually really fucking cool.
This is dope as shit. All right, Borgie Man, as a Moroccan, I approve. There we go. You know, we're multicultural. We celebrate the peoples of the world here. All right, now let's check out what other stuff he hooked us up with. I'm going to leave this guy a great review. Looks like a witch's hat pin. So, yeah, this guy makes a bunch of... I'm guessing he makes this hat because he also made that boba pin, and he has the hat that he offers to match. So, all right. And last but not least, what do we got? We got a big toad. Big toad from him. Okay. Blonde Swan hats. Purveyors of style, it says.
Your wife got a purse.
Man, this is a big one. This is nice. All right, shout out again to Blonde Swan hats. Definitely leaving the good review.
Someone
quick
should
Google,
clip
guys.
this and
Blonde
post it.
Swan hats at Etsy. Etsy.com.
I don't know if Cass can hear me or not, or if he has my audio turned on.
No.
But somebody should clip this, so he can send this along with his review.
Sure, can do, will do. Oh my god. All right, let's get this stuff back in. I can already tell this tassel flapping in my ear is something I'm gonna have to address. But we'll get it straight. This thing is so comfortable. It sits on my head like...
Well, I'm glad I stayed long enough for this, but I'm now going to go play video games with other people that I like better than this video game.
No worries, man. I know you guys can't see it in here, but there's it's embossed into the bottom of the cap. The Blonde Swan Hat Boutique with their own little swan logo in there. I don't know, let me get it close and see it. Yeah. You guys can see most of it. Man, looking sharp. All right, well, you know, shout out to Dagger, of course, for being here. I am starting to get sweaty, and I am not immediately subjecting this hat to it. So, promise you I won't. Let's go ahead and put this in a protected section. Yeah, holy crap. That hat is awesome. It is entirely too hot right now for me to be wearing it. I am not sweating into leather. That hat is dope. All right. Move into the next fight. What is this? I think I'd usually just do raid for this. Isn't that right? MK Cat. Sure. Striker's gonna like seeing that clip. Oh man, that tastes like ginger beer. Don't have all the stuff for a Moscow Mule, but I did have the ginger beer and the vodka. I poured too much vodka before you know how ginger beer usually, well, at least the way that my wife bought it, comes in these little cans, and the little cans are not enough, and I'm not using like 2 cans per drink. That's ridiculous. Too stubborn for that. That hat is dope. These guys really hooked me up. Really giving them the good review. Wow. I might have made a mistake. He offered me a discount to also make the boba hat, and I gotta say, if everything turned out just as perfectly as far as the way that looks style, maybe I should have gotten that one too. Who is it? The Wolf. The Wolf would love that, right? Wolf has a Mando helmet and stuff. Yeah. I'm writing that guy a good review tomorrow. Wait a minute. Why don't we just do it Balin then? See, this is what I mean. I like saving the mercs. Kill them. Next questions, guys. The party didn't stop just because Dagger dipped, so keep them coming. Basically, we'll keep rolling until conversation completely dries up. Boom. Greg250 followed the channel. Appreciate you. Welcome. Welcome. Really don't want to waste that. Like, yeah, that Marok Omicron in TV is ridiculous. I think it's too hot even for this hat right now. Boink. Alright, Wolfman, which character has your most unique modding? Why is it modded as such? Interesting question. Unique. Unique would imply that it's just different from everybody else. And if you know about my style of modding, I like to look at several top players and build a composite and go off that, or at least base a spec off that. So very little of what I do in terms of specification is original. But I will, otherwise look at a kit and just kind of have a sense of what to throw it on just from reading it. But you want to talk about unique. So unique to me kind of has to mean different from everybody else. My own thing, my own way. What would that look like? How am I defiant of the norm? I might think of an escape hatch for myself on this question. Unique can be not just singular, but also uniquely well. And let's see. Why is it modded now? First one that really jumped to mind was BT1. He's not unique in that he's in an offense set. You can either go offense or crit damage. I went offense. He's just extremely damn well qualified, all right? Over 300 speed, crit damage triangle, just under 12,500 offense, and 97% crit chance. This man's going to be critting, okay? So he's severe. I didn't need Afrocron to put down the biggest and baddest Jabbas in the game. And I look forward to probably not needing that going forward. Interesting question, though. I hadn't really thought about uniqueness. Hopefully that gets after the spirit of what you were going for. All right. Ami, okay, how about this? What's next for Swugga? Not tunes, but the next big thing. I don't have any special insider contacts at CG, so your guess is as good as mine. everything else would kind of be just fantasy, like vehicle combat. There's no reason they wouldn't. They see that they're still printing money hand over fist, so the suits are still going to tell them, yeah, keep making content, whatever these people want to pay money for pixels for. Keep doing more of that. So we could see vehicles. That they back-pocketed that Death Star raid. That's in the future. That's a whole another year of raid content, I guess. I don't know. What I'm really looking for is some type of improvement for Grand Arena, and I know a lot of folks care about TW, so I'll throw them into and say TW. Everybody and their mother's been saying they both need a rework, and yeah, if they're not going to rework them, create a new successor mode for each, and have it address the long-term problems that we're dealing with right now in Grand Arena, in TW. That's what I'd like to see the most, if you're asking what I'd like. As far as what I can expect, yeah, I have no crystal ball, man. All right, Gavon says, does Spirit need accuracy, or was that fixed? So it was fixed, but it still needs accuracy. We discussed this on Plotting and Scheming maybe more than a month ago now, but I remember Fatal confirming that I asked that very question. It's like, so if they ever do fix that issue and have the game properly give accuracy from that unique on, what is it, on Morgan? Oh, I forget who. No, it's got to be Great Mothers. Anyway, the point is Fatal said you actually need both. Because in the specific case of you trying to make sure that Exile Ezra doesn't dodge you, you've also got to account for how much mastery he may have ramped. And you might still be okay running without the accuracy arrow, but for the one hit that you're hoping that you're needing to land on him, you want to have the accuracy arrow just in case, something went haywire. That would be solid advice. All right, Guilty. Marok Omi might be the best TB Omi. Yeah, I mean, it's ham-handed. No mysteries. I mean, are we stuck in a GAC, TB, TW conquest cycle forever? I don't know. I mean, every live service game has a schedule, a flow. I don't mind. You all know, I'm pretty much here for Grand Arena. If Grand Arena didn't exist, I think my interest in the game would wane very quickly. Because I love that Grand Arena is all about everything that I can control. Me versus one player. The reason why I liked, individual sports in school. Stuff like that. I like where, win or lose, it was definitely all and only because of me. And I can live with that, Hey, Frankdo, what's going on, man? The Turd. Did you talk about your guild change? What went in deciding which guild to join once you decided to change? I mean, I haven't really addressed it in full detail. I guess the quick and dirty version of it is that as you folks, longtime viewers of the channel know well, that I think more than a year ago now, or about a year ago, something like that, Caw Patrol was caught red-handed using a live TW map when fighting Vanguard of Disorder, VDO. And it was a huge scandal. And it come to find out that this was a sustained pattern of behavior. So ever since then, there's always been some bad blood between Maw and Caw. And I was in Maw. And I didn't really get into that. That all preceded me. That had nothing to do with me. But from that moment forward, when they were caught just straight up like using a live TW map to cheat, in TW versus VDO, I was like, screw these guys infinitely forever. And when I say that, I mean the leader of the degenerate TW cheating guild Caw Patrol, Pimpo, and his officers at the time. Anybody who was responsible for the decisions, signing off to cheat, that one time, any of the other times that they weren't caught red-handed, screw them infinitely forever. That's my position. There can be no peace. There can be no forgiveness. Their actions have disqualified, removed themselves from the possibility of parole. from the possibility of playing alongside them again. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't sully myself as a player to play with people of that type. So fast forward to, a couple of those guys who were the decision makers in CAW wanted to leave and came knocking them off. Big stink, a lot of bad blood, not a lot of reason for people to have to deal with that, but ultimately the leadership decided that they could be put on a course for rehabilitation. And I knew that at the time that they were going to be joining Maw Chromium, because that was what the pipeline was, I wouldn't be able to stay. You know, I don't control who Maw has in its membership, but I control who I play with. And that was my position on the matter. So I wouldn't be playing with those guys, so I left Chromium. The closest thing I could have to the Chromium experience would be Erodium, so I went to Erodium. Erodium was great, loved it there. No complaints, great leadership, shout out to Gugek, good dude. All the officers there, great guild overall. Problem is that Chromium decided to promote one of these degenerate TW cheaters, Star-Lord, to the War Room, which is a shared war room between Chromium and Erodium. So now the Erodium War Room is tainted by extension, and I'm not going to be in any way, shape, or form touched, impinged on, blah, 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 by any of those scumbags. So I knew I had to leave Erodium. And as far as other options go for guilds, the very best option that I could go to that doesn't involve me sharing a guild with any of those former CAW officers was Clones Unleashed, and here I am. And that's basically the whole story. Clones has been great so far, no complaints. All right, next question. Ren2G, do you still farm mods through mod challenges or just the store? And if you still farm mods through challenges, what percentage do you get that you keep? We discussed that in the How to Mod Guide series. If you haven't seen that before on YouTube, it's a 3-part series so far, and it'll be in one of the earlier videos where we talk about that. Yeah, Vin. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did, man. And that's their business, man. That's their business. I hope they find their way, because, I hope that Chromium leadership finds their way and eventually finds their way to part ways with people that are such a diabolical drag on the name brand of the guild. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's no legitimate victory that a guild can have when you're using illegitimate players. That might be an extreme view to some of you, but I don't respect wins earned by anybody if they're using cheaters, like known cheaters. Sure, you might not be cheating with them, but what, you think you get the benefit of the doubt for that? You're the one choosing to work with known cheaters. I don't know. I hope for their own sake, long term, that they remove those players. I say that not for any benefit of my own. I say that for Maw's sake. I want the best for Maw. It was a good guild, good alliance. Enjoyed being there. All right, hey, Finessian, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, yeah, I got to answer your question, Ren, about mods. So first of all, do I farm mods? Every day. Just like I say in the how-to mod videos, not less than the 350s, 350 crystal refreshes every day. Doesn't matter what else is going on. Because of taking rank 1 in fleet and being in Kyber 1, I have a daily crystal income between that and the daily challenges and the daily prize box that I'm able to do 3 refreshes on Cantina, 6 refreshes on mods, and still be inside my daily crystal income. When Conquest is in town, I'll only do 3 mod refreshes and 6 on Conquest, so that I can get a really robust inventory of level 9 Datacrons, including focus Datacrons. Full disclaimer, in the past I've said I really don't spend money on Datacrons. This time I did buy the Energy Ascension, the calendar that's giving me the 600 every day, and I think I bought one other pack here in the store. So normally I'm really just trying to be completely free to play on Datacrons, but the value proposition of these couple things I picked up is incredible. Let me just show you where I'm at a few days in. I've just cleared all the way to Sector 4 by the end of day 2 and just been mashing Sector 1, Sector 4. But look at where I'm sitting. I've got all the focus ones done. I'm really well stocked so far for week 1. I'll shore up a couple things that I'm missing. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. Yeah, Turd, thanks for the transparency. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate circumstances, and I wish for better days. But we'll see what the future holds. But yeah. Frankto, do you have any Conquest save squads for this go round so I can mooch? No, I just wing it every time, man. I just wing it every time. When you have as big a roster as I do, you don't need to be as big as my roster to do what I do in Conquest. But when you have as big a roster as I do, you can more or less just fart your weight. So I don't want to overplay how that is. I still got to finish answering, though, Ren's question. So as far as mod challenges, yes. Well, about the mod store, I check it every rotation of the store to see, like this one might be good. We'll pick this one. I will occasionally look. I mean, I will look every refresh, but it's very rare that I'm buying one out of here. And people will say, oh, Tass, you could refresh this for 15 crystals a pop. And there is a limit to it eventually. But I've sat there and done that once, just once. And I bought literally nothing that popped up until it hit the cap. And I said, there's absolutely no way. There is no way I will ever do that shit again. And then I did. So yeah, I'm not relying on this to give me my best mods. And if you watch those mod guide videos, I talk about how most of my best mods are starting pretty much from scratch, almost from gray. You know, it really is a many will enter, few will win exercise, which is why it doesn't matter what else is going on in the game, no matter what your other goals are for whatever you're farming for. I would never spend less than the 350 crystal refreshes on mod challenges. As far as what is it that I'm farming, I let my needs dictate it to me. And naturally, when you go to mod characters, there's a whole lot of characters that want speed sets, that want offense sets. You're going to feel pain points. There's characters where you need more crit chance than what you can get without using a 2-piece of crit chance. So now you got to be farming those because you're short on those. A lot of people neglect tenacity and potency. But as I was saying earlier in the stream, I'm farming a lot of crit damage because I have crit damage mods that have strong offense secondaries, but not too many that have great crit chance secondaries. And I'm really looking for both because there's some high-end applications of crit damage sets that have a very demanding amount of crit chance associated with it. Otherwise, I'm really hitting defense very hard. I need a big variety of defense mods. Traditionally, I'm farming these pretty much for tanks. But I agree with Fatal's position that in the long run, it really seems that defense sets outshine health at high relics, especially in a position like my roster. Most of the characters I'm working with are Relic 9. Just about anything I'm dealing with in Grand Arena is Relic 8. So I've got business thinking about replacing 2 pieces of health over time with defense. Hopefully that answers. All right. Yeah. Vin, how did you re-roll all those? I just got trashed through the board, including 4 JTR level 9s. A couple of these were expensive, dude. A couple of these were expensive. Like, I'll always be honest with you guys. I spent some crystals re-rolling and refreshing to get a couple of these dialed in. Some of these level 9s and level 6s were a real pain to put together. Especially the Rose. I can't tell you how many times I refreshed this level 9 to finally get Rose. I hate it. I spent crystals on it. I'd say the Rose one, the Night Sister one, and the Marok one have been reasonably heavily re-rolled for as young as we are into the set. Hans, much respect to your approach to that guild situation, Tass. I appreciate it, Hans. It is what it is. It's like I've said to other people, I can and have broken ties in personal and business situations for similarly underhanded behavior, and that was something where I had something to lose in real life over that choice, right? So yeah, is it easy for me to stick to basic principles of fair play? And not cheating against people in PvP? Yeah, it's especially easy to do that in a game on a phone, yes. So I appreciate you guys see where I'm coming from, but I'm thinking about it as sticking to something pretty basic and fundamental, you know? Anyway. Alright. Next questions, guys. I'm going to get back into some TB fights. I still think I have a couple left, right? We were good on Dark. Long time ago. Okay. Sure, we'll do Executor then. Yeah. This is the one you gotta play a little carefully, as I recall. I should not have done that. I think that's the one thing not to do. Does this give us the thing though? Yeah, it does anyway. Alright, so I got bailed out. Just basic here. Get off my plane. Hop back out of stuff. Bang. Alright. Good. Nice. Okay, should be able to just stay on Xanadu. Right after that, bet. Good. Being less good. Now we should probably focus this one. Because of that, I really don't want a lot of that. Now, we had no breach, so that's why we couldn't keep taunt. Now I'm gonna just have, I gotta get rid of breach. Okay. I would prefer to bring in Xanadu, but it seems pretty obvious what must be done. Get it done, gentlemen. Yes, that's right. Get it. Son of a bitch. That's not good. That stun really hurt us. I needed all those counterattacks the whole time. You were killing me. There we go. Okay. Well, we're all locked together now. Isn't that nice? Yes, please. All right. Ooh. Gotcha. Hey, Guilty. Thanks for the hydrate. It'll be alcohol just for you. Prowess says, I wish my IG had a stun like that. 90% of my runs, it stuns someone with counter. I guess we'll pass here. Good, good, good. I think there's still one to do on light side as well. Negotiator, they say, is preferable. Dig that. Give it a run. I'm gonna kind of guess. Nice resists. Wow. Okay. Probably just hit it. Do you prefer profundity? I typically always do this with profundity, but I'm following the directions, man. The directions say bias this. I have negotiator. Here we are. I can read. Damn it. Nice. Target lock's also there. Nice. Yes. Purge all of this. I don't know. Nothing to complain about so far. We're getting there. Alice says, I use Radis. Ray Millennium Falcon goes brrrr. Yeah, especially if you're somebody like me that's... I just recently boosted my Ray to Relic 9 to most fully participate in the stupidity of her Relic 9. Yeah. That shit will slap. That seems pretty good, guys. Have to go wrong. Deploy to 500. 475. No deploy. So these are the only valid zones. How far are you from 475? That far. You're to 500. So to my eye, yeah, you're the one further away. So we'll just dump everything. And that's how TB was done. How we doing so far? Good for the phase. Hey, good. I'm pulling my weight. That's what's important. Also, at the point that I started having so many Omicrons that it'd be crazy for me to not pick up the TB Omicrons, I really did start liking TB more. So, yeah. All right, guys. More questions? I'll give it a few more minutes, see how much chit-chatting you guys feel like doing, and I'll stick around and do attempts on this tier 7. The defense down into this. Yeah, buddy. Pop. Yeah, TB Omis are definitely nice time savers, for sure. For sure. I'm gonna save that. That's like a dispel, that third. Oh, wait. These guys hurt a lot. There's a mass assist out of this officer. That right there, that can almost delete somebody in one go. Would have preferred to save that special, but I really don't want to mess around with that guy. This guy's painful enough. Ah. would be nice to save this for the third round. It's basic. TV Omis for me has revitalized my TV experience. I think so too. I really resented TV before them because you had to make more careful decisions, and that shit's annoying. Like, TV takes a while. Let me tell you, you really want to simplify that? Have Gungans. By the way, Guilty, I'm surprised that the guild doesn't have more callouts in this phase to use stuff like Gungans or Resistance. Because there were callouts in other phases, and I support that fully. God, that shit hurts. Do that. Stop. Don't hit me. Okay, we got him. Now somebody's gonna die. Yeah, so... Alright. This is pretty much par for the course. This guy is very angry. He does not like when you kill his farm. Yeah, not like it. So I can get this far, and then it's kind of a brutal stomp. Obviously, we don't have the damage to get the job done, regardless. Yeah, that. Now I know what you just thought you saw there. Was that actually crew one-shotting an attacker? Yes, yes, it was. Then you counterattack. Yeah, I just love that. Yeah. I don't have the kicks at Relic 9 for this. Everyone can get it. Yeah. Can't be losing our man. Since we have a Galactic Challenge Omicron, how long do you think we get until we get an air battle Omicron? Though there might be a random one. They haven't done a lot of Galactic Challenge Omicrons. I think they read the room on that. It felt a little insulting. To invest Omicrons for galactic challenges where it's, you know, it's infrequent that it's a Gungans related challenge. I don't know. I wouldn't thank them for the experience, you know. It'd be best to save these specials, but I really don't want to sit here and fucking chip down your protection. Bop bop? Yeah, take the bop bop. Blind these guys. Top. Dispel. Aha. Of it. You see how hard that was? How hard that hit was? Hey, of it. How do you already have your taunt back around? Oh, thank you. Follow up. Up up. Now we're already out of protection. It's gonna take some work to saw through this guy, so... Yeah, I think I will do this. Really? Neat. I don't want to burn the big hit at this point. What tier am I working on? Tier 7, I think. No, I mean, we don't have the... I've done worse. Alright. Giga Blind. If we could kill here, wouldn't that be slick? Yeah, alright. It's alright. It's not as good, but it's workable. Maybe? Okay, now you're just gonna slap my shit infinitely, yeah? Okay. Hi, friends. We're missing a tank, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay. Ah, that's not good. Halt is bad. Alt is very bad. Yeah. Dubious. Friends, dubious. What tier is this? It is tier 6 we're working on, not 7. My bad. Tier 6. This is the one with the brains, though. All right, we're starting to get light on questions, people. Telling me to pack it in. Till then, I'm your Huckleberry. Okay. It was a really nice start. Put down the blind before they do all the badness. Save the dispel for the tank. Wow, we just avoided all that bullshit. Love it. Dispel. Yup. Bop bop. Yeah, bop bop. Nah, I don't wanna do that. I wanna somehow dispel this. Is this basic dispel? Yeah, it does. Alright. Hi. You're supposed to be dead. Yep. Alright, Ren. Time for me to go. Thanks for the fun stream. Good questions, man. Glad to have you. Take care, man. Oh, after the hotfix, they locked tier 7 to GL Hondo? I don't even know that I'm going to get that far. I just want to get my 5 brains, man, if I can. Greedy for droid brains, always and forever. Gotta save this if I can. Too much. Stop crushing my tank, please. Don't hit me, please. Okay. Okay. What I like is how you still have blind and then ability block happened anyway. I always enjoy that kind of experience. Sure. I don't know what I should do with you. Good. Good. If I want to see what happens if I go after you, because it feels like there's almost no good way to do this. Because one of you is just gonna slap my shit entirely. Feel it, like that, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, we don't clear this stage, but yeah. Let's see here. Zavor says, in your Kicks video, the crew talked about SM-33 coming before Maz. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it in the context of whether CG will ever release a GL without the lifter being released before? I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want... By the time that I unlock the Galactic Legend, just as a customer, my expectation is when I have the big piece, the main piece, I've got all the pieces required to have a spec version of the team. I'd be kind of annoyed to not have that. Let's see here. Empire lifts back. What up, Tass? I saw you've gotten into a new guild recently. Hope all's well. Yes, I joined Clones Unleashed. Folks just asked about that, about how that whole story evolved. I answered it earlier in the VOD. You'll have to go back for it. I don't want to cover the same ground twice there. But yes, all's well. Appreciate you asking. Guilty says, Kicks is looking like a hard requirement for that tier. So I've heard. Seems consistent with the brutality that I'm currently experiencing. Oh, something just reset that third. I just used it and it was available again. I'll have to read that. There's a resetting condition for that. Dispel into kill. Oh man, clap the shit out of him. Get me outside. How about that? Pop up. Look at that stagger. Yeah. Up. Hey, don't do that. Feels like he's got to be the better one to beat down on. Oh my god. He said moments before his abject destruction. Please don't kill me. Okay. I've had better. I haven't tried it this way yet. Yeah. This seems worse than leaving Chewie up. Yeah, I feel like I'd almost certainly rather do it Chewie. Zavor says, I know you're not a big speculation guy, but do you have any guesses as to the role that DKHO? Ira King, Hondo Onaka. Okay, so GL Hondo, yeah. I'm probably going to end up abbreviating that on my spreadsheet as GLH, GL Hondo. Alright, but as to the role he will fill, well, this is kind of a variant on a question somebody asked earlier, in the sense that I expect new mechanics. I expect them to introduce a new mechanic. I need them to keep pushing the game forward. There has to be a strategic, proactive reason in this strategy game for you to want to go after this character. And I believe that they'll give it. PK's okay. I could live with that. Frozen Italiano. I could live with that. We still gotta chill here. I'm actually gonna basic over here since it's appeared. I'll let him let the turn expire. Blind. Dispel. Hi. Yep. Hi. Pop. Wow. That was a serious fucking hit. There was no need to do me like that. Alright, so clearly this is not going to be the run because, wow, are we getting posed. Maybe I can get the 1,000 health steal hit here. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba. That worked mostly. Oh, I see, Zavor. I meant more in the attacker, tanker, support type role. So they've been pretty expansive, I think, in their interpretation of characters for making them GLs. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think of Galactic Legend Leia as a tank. I could see why thematically as a protector that Galactic Legend Ahsoka would be a tank. I can live with that. But him, I still see him as a support. Moving from the shadows, maybe an attacker. He got active sometimes in the show, you know, he sometimes did the thing. But as far as his actual combat role, I'm still expecting support. I've been wrong about that before with other characters. So, no promise. Okay. How do you get to have 3 turns up? Dear God. The savagery. Yeah, Heat. Get him. Oh, not good. Yeah. All right, one more swing at it. One more for the road. Thinking you guys are mostly questioned out. That Smuggler Chewie is all the Wookiees. I see it. I see it. He's not having my shit. Boom. Depressed Wampa says, a Tassinix type character where different hats give different abilities would be cool. I can see that, man. See that? What does it say? Startings. Oh, I see it now. I get it. You're not caught up to live. That's why. Ah. Okay. Just checking on the view from the YouTube end of things. All right. Let's see. One more attempt for the road. Pop up. Oh, oh, oh. Can't be doing that. Oh, okay. If you're burning, you can get ability block. Yeah, I haven't committed his kit to memory yet. Guilty says, I don't understand why so many pirates, when Galactic Legend Hondo, will only use 4, which leaves 2 or 3 brand new tunes on the bench. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? It almost makes you think that they really are going to intend to release like an A and a B team. You remember how long we had 2 pretty viable first order teams in Grand Arena? I'm thinking something maybe like that. Maybe. Definitely blind. Okay. Okay. Can't ask for better than that. Gotta go hard. Oh, shit. I mean, go for it. Slap the fuck out of him. Hit this one. Don't get another counter. Hit hard or go home. Bop, bop. Yep. Oh, God. He's gonna kill us. He hates us. Okay. Save it for the finale. Oh my God, we got 4 characters. Could this be the one? Would this be the one? Basic dispel? Yes. Possible. The dream yet lives. That's not great. Halt is putting a kibosh on my plans. Rotate. Ooh, Jesus. Jesus, the damage. Okay. Smash that one. Okay, we got something off that. Could we possibly... No! That brew is just death-given flesh. I feel like we'd have to get some really good RNG, but that almost feels doable. I want that felt kind of close. I want to give it one more. Guilty says, it just seems lame. This was more investment into a faction than a Galactic Legend squad. I'll reserve final judgment until I see the final execution. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from, and if this was the final form of how everything looks, I could appreciate the dissatisfaction. Pop up. Bam. Let's see. He's specifically stealing taunt. That's his thing. Okay. Pop. Pop. We don't have either intended leader available in game. It's too early to judge. I agree, Zabo. I can understand the concern, though. So we'll see. I'm willing to let them impress me. They've definitely impressed me with kit design over the last year plus. I don't know about you guys, but I have been wowed. Like, the thematic execution. Certain teams. Then A1... gotta hit you, because you're the main target. And I'd be crazy to not do this right here, right now. Oh god, here it comes. Kill. Gotta hit him hard. Smack the shit out of him. Don't hold back. No, it's bueno. Yeah, without SM33, there's no hope. All right. Okay, guys. I think we have worn through all your questions. I might put in some more attempts tomorrow. I'll let you guys, I might let you guys know in my Discord chat about whether or not this works. If it does, I will definitely let you know. If you're not already in my Discord, there's the link going into chat for that. If you're, wanting to be part of a very active, very inquisitive Grand Arena focused community for this game. I also play a bunch of other games. If you join the server, check out the other roles if you want to be part of those chats. Aside from that, you're catching me here live at twitch.tv/Tassinix. I also simulcast from my YouTube, Tassinix Gaming, where if you haven't been there before, check it out. There's a whole bunch of Swug-related content over there that you might be interested in. Stuff that we mentioned here tonight, like the How to Mod Guide series, starting from fundamentals, going all the way through advanced topics. The Mod Guide series on individual characters and factions that you guys have asked about. Stuff like the GAC Omicron tier list recently updated, and it is a rebroadcasting point for my Grand Arena focused podcast, Plotting and Scheming, that I make with my friends Dagger, TJ, Sasha, Aisha, and Fatal. We break down the last week in the thereabouts of the top 100 of Kyber 1. We talk about how we dealt with the meta matchups, our favorite attacks and defenses of the week, and anything else we think that's worth sharing with you guys. Wherever you catch an episode, though, of Plotting and Scheming, it's native to Spotify, but check the description. There is a link that you can use to plug into your preferred podcast program and follow us there. Anything you do enjoy over there on YouTube, please give a like to the video. Hit subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. We just pushed over 1,600 YouTube subs the other day. That's more than 100 in just the last month, so really appreciate that momentum, guys. We're moving. We're moving. I love it. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that support. And of course, if you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to support the stream, there are a few ways to do so. First of all, I have a Cash App. Well, first of all, did I drop the link to the YouTube earlier? There it is. I didn't get that out there. Hey, Hans, thanks for the time, Tass. Always a pleasure. Pleasure to be here, guys. I know you guys like these Conquest or TB and chill streams, whatever I'm doing in the off week, so happy to do it. Anyways, here is the link to the Cash App. I also have a PayPal, which is tacinyx@gmail.com if that's more your thing. And of course, if you want to get some enhanced scouting power for your own Grand Arenas, early access to some of my content, and, a couple other fringe benefits besides, you might want to check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/Tacinyx. For any upwardly mobile Grand Arena player, there is something there of interest for you. At $5 a month, you enter the TAS House at VIP access level, where you get early access to the Plotting and Scheming show. That is coming out to our general audience Friday mornings at 8 a.m., but patrons get it as early as Tuesday night within hours of recording, so you get the early edge on that first round of the week. In addition, you'll get early access to exclusives, that I make for patrons. Sometimes, up to 2 months of exclusivity for patrons before it ends up going public. So those things you'll have first crack on, like the how to use hot utils for automating your roster. That recently went public. And of course, dedicated text and voice chat on Discord, where you will usually find me lurking, so pop on in and say hi. Thank you so much to Andrew, Banja, Boba Isa, Deadpool Cow 28, JJ's Dad, JJ's Productions Twitch, Jobin4527, Miasmal, Mus Ross, Rays Malvis, Sam Vimes, Sheepdog 47, Squed, Stark Strategy Gamer, Sweens 14, and White Wolf. Moving on up to the $10 a month tier is VIP Access Plus, where you get a bundled Patreon access to me and to your choice of either OmegaBot or Hot Utils Patreon. OmegaBot's that tool that I highlight at the start of every one of my Grand Arena streams. It gives you an easily understood graphical representation of your opponent's offensive and defensive tendencies. Anybody can use that tool for free to scout their opponent's last week of Grand Arena history, but only patrons can build out a custom report with any number of weeks. You get a downloadable HTML version of the report that has embedded links you can click to go right back into Swugga.gg or Insight, helping you further drill down on those certain counters you're looking into. I'm just minimizing your scout time. Or you might spring for the Hot Utils Patreon, aka Chili subscription, which is the #1 tool for your mass mob management and loadout creation. No other tool lets you move so easily between your Grand Arena, TB, TW, and Raid mods. You can use it like TJ and Fatal do to comprehensively remod your roster. You can slice through hundreds of mods in seconds, be helpful to your guild in TW, a few other odds and ends perks. Regardless, no wrong way to go at VIP Access Plus. Thank you so much to Aussie Mike, Darth Solea, Esh Sotnikam, Meow for Me, Mr. Tony, Shake23501, Single Malt Jedi, Snack Attack, Striker, Supermard, and Trouble Fingers. Moving on up to VIP Access Premium, this is $15 a month for the Double Bot bundle. So Patreon access for me, OmegaBot, and Hot Utils all in one subscription. Buying those two bots separately costs the exact same. So that's why this, so many of my patrons say that this option is one of the best bundles in all of Swugga. Thank you so much to Argots, Arj, Bjorn, Big Ninja, Duckstab, Darth Link, Brickback Paddywhack, General Milan, Ibenek, Johnny B. Ottawa, Woo, Kev, Mini GK, Pills, Ploon, Quig, Rawling, Saldag, Sirboss, Sophus, The Lost Swamp Rat, Trevor Boy Gaming, Wilco, and Zoltre. Of course, at Jester's Club Elite level, the one, the only Nomad's Reaper, this madman pops into stream from time to time, drops hundreds of subs, thousands of biddies, done it many times over the years. Thank you so much for the incredible support, my man. And of course, special thanks to The Lost Womp Rat, one of my patrons who has recently really helped me out in getting my Stream Deck set up, making it a little bit smoother, a little bit easier for me to do what I love to do here with you guys. To Mrs. T, my wife, thank you for all you do in the background, whether it's bringing me food or drink or just keeping our daughter from destroying the home, while I'm busy trying to be the very best, like no one ever was, at a phone game. And of course, to my co-hosts on Plotting and Scheming, Dagger, TJ, Sasha, Aisha, and Fatal. Gentlemen, as always, it's a pleasure and a privilege to get together on a weekly basis to record our show. Appreciate that you guys still carve out the time despite your busy work and family schedules, because I learn from you guys every episode. Hopefully the feeling is occasionally mutual, but regardless, it's not about us. It's about our community, the conversations stemming from our show, and you guys bring so much to the conversation. More than 2 years in, I wouldn't change a thing. Thank you guys. All right. Making ready to raid. Yeah, one last flash of the new hat before we close out the stream, because again, pretty geeked about it. This Fez is just stunning. Just look at the build quality. Look at that. The seams, the stitching, man, this thing is spicy. I am a bit hot and sweaty, so I'm not going to press this deep onto the head, but look at this thing. This Fez is dope. Is this not dope? All right, let's go ahead and get ready to raid you guys out. Here on YouTube. Who's live for you guys? Nobody's live, but looks like Troopers on Break has a scheduled stream coming up, so I'll send you guys there. Take care and appreciate you all for watching. All right, let's attend to the Twitch folks. Get out. Who's live? Who's live? Oh, Three Scoundrels is up. Well, least we can do. Good friends over there. Let's go ahead and send you guys out and have a bit of a mess of a chat over that way, shall we? Starting up the raid. Appreciate you all tuning in. Had fun chatting with you guys, and I might do yet one more of these before we get back into the real business of Grand Arena next week. Until then, catch you all on Discord, and until the next episode, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.